Well, it's January. Let's go for a swim.
At night.
What's up, Fleek fans? Welcome back to the channel. It's a busy month. A lot of videos coming. This weekend, we're covering the Golden Globes and talking about the best Netflix shows of last year, but now we're talking about Night Swim. Is it wet? Yeah, they're in water. So a woman swimming in her pool at night is terrorized by an evil spirit. This movie is rated R. Just kidding, it's PG-13. There's terror, some violent content, and language. If you look at the cast, nothing else about this movie, just the cast, it's actually really good. Kerry Condon, not fresh off of, but recently off of an Oscar nomination, one of my favorite performances of last year, 2 years? Has it been that long? Good Lord. And Wyatt Russell. I love the Russells, crushing it in Monarch right now, and one of the best up-and-coming actors. So you put those two together, and this is based off of a short film that came out years ago. Great concept. On its surface, this has all of the potential in the world. Then you see that January release date and you're like, oh, well. But then you remember last year we got Megan. Early in the year. I didn't love it, but it was fun. A lot of people loved it. That movie blew up. This had the potential to do that, and it's Blumhouse. Now, feels like nowadays Blumhouse is just releasing everything. You got an idea? We'll do it. But mostly, they're good. Half the time. Maybe. Russell plays Ray, former baseball player, moving into a new house with his wife and kids. He hopes that the backyard swimming pool can be fun for himself, his physical therapy, his family, and the demons who live in the pool.
What?
But of course, there is a secret deep below the surface, buried in the past, that kind of sucks this family into it. And in the beginning, you get a scene and sequence that, may not have been the best I've ever seen in a horror movie, but it at least got me interested. There is lore here across the board. Is it well fleshed out? Is it explored to its full ability? I don't believe so, but there is lore from 30 years ago. There's so much exposition in this film across the board. Anytime they need you to sit and be on the edge of your seat and feel the intensity of maybe a handful of moments, not necessarily scenes in this movie, that could have been scary. Some of the imagery is okay. I actually like the cinematography, the way they showcase this swimming pool, not always at night. There are day scenes in Night Swim. Why? But one of the main issues here, it proves a point that a lot of people have been saying for a long time now. It doesn't matter how long your movie is. It matters if it feels long.
That's what she said.
But seriously, I think back to 2023. Is this the Napoleon of 2024? Austin, what do you mean by that? It actually makes no sense when I think about it. But Napoleon was almost 3 hours long, 20 minutes shorter, but it felt longer than a movie like Killers of the Flower Moon. It felt longer than Lord of the Rings, the extended edition. This is a 90-minute movie. That's the perfect runtime for a film like this, but it feels like it's over 2 hours. The pacing is rough. We kind of just prod along through this plot that seemed like it could be interesting in the beginning, but we don't know all that much about this family. And frankly, you're taking two quality actors, an Oscar nominee in Kerry Condon, and you're just making them uninteresting. Even the backstory with the reason why Wyatt Russell's character had to retire early from his job, all of that, and utilizing the swimming pool for some things that could be helpful, none of that really feels important, even though it should, and you don't get to know them on a level that you should have gotten to know them. That's where I start to fault the script. And you have this short story that I'm sure was interesting, I'm sure was entertaining, but it feels like something that should have stayed as a short story, as opposed to being 90 minutes long, in turn feeling over 2 hours long. And I don't mean to, continue to pile on this film, because I'm sure the intentions were there. And again, conceptually, this movie works, but Night Swim feels like a movie that was dumped in January because it didn't really have all that much to offer. Even the horrifying sequences aren't really horrifying. They're just kind of, okay, well, they went for a jump scare. Good job.
You did it!
Hey, this is a film that doesn't really know what it wants to be. Does it want to be an over-the-top, almost schlocky type of horror movie like Megan? To be honest with you, and again, wasn't the biggest fan, but that movie was fully aware of what genre it was firmly in, and that's a horror movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. Night Swim, most of the actors I mean, they're giving it their all. And in turn, it makes their performances not all that great. You have a couple of side characters who knew exactly what kind of movie they were in, specifically the pool technician. I'm like, yeah, it's over the top. It's ridiculous, but that's what this movie should have been. This should have been insane, because you look at what happens all throughout and some of these, frankly, terrifying scenes in theory, but the way it's executed beyond some of the really good cinematography, like I said, the movie looks okay. It's just executed in a way to where, again, the movie is taking itself way too seriously. It's such a forgettable horror movie. There's a lack of anxiety or tension building throughout this film. That's what I want watching a movie like this. Unfortunately, I didn't get that. Look, our director, Bryce McGuire, got an opportunity to expand upon a short film that had a phenomenal idea. It didn't work. This film, the screenplay, the dialogue, it didn't work for me. I'll say that. But I am not opposed to seeing more from Bryce McGuire, because if you're good enough to come up with a concept like this, I think there's more there. It's just this effort, this attempt, it didn't come together for me. So Night Swim. Are you seeing it? In theory, this would make me afraid to swim at night in a swimming pool, but I will go about my business from now on. I don't have a swimming pool. And if you enjoyed my first 2024 review, let me know by dropping a like and leaving a comment. Night Swim offers up a brilliant concept, yet the execution leaves a lot to be desired. This material is taken too seriously, and there is little to offer from a character standpoint and from a lore standpoint. If you enjoyed Night Swim, let me know why down below. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know. And what review should I do next? Should I go see the Mean Girls musical, or what's the other one? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Golden Globes this weekend. That's cool. Bye-bye.